So obviously it's a bit of a shit day today, the weather's crap, but we are now on our way to the gym. I'm going to get a 6 session in. I think we're going to do a pull day today, and I'm going to talk to you about some of my top techniques sort of thing. And I know what you're thinking, guys, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Kieran, how do you look so good all the time? Well, guys, that is an outfit. I'm dressed in Alphalete today. Unfortunately, probably everything I've got on me today is actually out of stock, but if you guys check out my previous videos, you can see all of the Alphalete clothing that is in stock, and you guys use my code Kieran. Honestly, guys, nothing. I don't appreciate anything as much as you guys using my code for Kieran, for Alphalete. Sorry, that one didn't actually offer any discount, and the fact that you guys use it just helps support me. It means the absolute world. So, guys, check out my last videos. We'll put up a little thing in the top corner to show you exactly what videos we're talking about. Peace. We're now on the way to Tesco to get a monster as well, guys, because your boy needs energy. Honestly, when I'm not with James, he just like rings me up all the time. Hey Kieran, I'm about to cook some fish fingers. How long for? Struggles in life, James, honestly. My dad is like the biggest meat eater in the world. Like, literally loves any type of meat you can think of. I saw I think I FaceTimed the other day. I said, what are you eating, Dad? He was like, a mozzarella burger. I was like, unlike you. Anyway, he started watching is it Game Changers? Yeah, Game Changers. Is it Game Changers?
Game Changers.
Yeah. And now all of a sudden my dad's gone vegan or vegetarian. Bearing in mind, people, that program is funded by a pea protein company, so do the maths. Anyway, my dad forgot he was vegan the other day and had a ham sandwich. It's going well for Dad. Right, guys, what is going on? So I'm going to run you through my session today. It's going to be a little bit of a pull session, but guys, the gym's pretty busy in there, so we'll just see what we can get on. I'm going to start with a barbell bent over row. When I'm training back, guys, I want to get a decent amount of like resistance, obviously, but rather than just wasting all my energy on like a deadlift, I like to do kind of at least 2 sort of compound movements. I know when we talk about compound movements, we think about bench press, deadlift, overhead press, squats, and whatnot. But when you're talking about back, guys, there's so many different compound movements you can do. You know, bent over rows, you can do T-bar rows, you can do 1-arm T-bar rows. There's so much more you can add to your training rather than just doing deadlifts as like a one sort of exercise set, which is just going to wipe out your energy, and then you have to go and do sort of lat pull downs and stuff and sort of kill yourself there. So I'll run you through today's session. We'll see what we can get on in just a moment. But first of all, let's do some little warm-ups, okay? We've got about 40 on the bar right now, guys. I'm going to try and work up to a decent weight for about a failure around 8 reps. Thing is, guys, on back day, I kind of just sort of go with the flow a bit, see how I feel, because the last thing I want to do is like do some serious damage to my back, obviously your spine and whatnot. So see how you feel on back day, but do a proper warm up. So I've just done a few reps, like 3 sets just on the bar, just as a warm up. And now going up to 40, I'll see how that feels. And then once you've kind of got into it a little bit more, you can kind of sense yourself how much you can go up by. But I always try and aim to get, by the 4th set, I want to try and get to like a decent weight and failure around 6 to 8 reps, and then I'll work my way back down again, okay? Okay guys, so now worked up to the top set. So we've got 100 on the bar. So I'll see how I feel, anywhere between 6 to 8 reps. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna strip the 20s off, go back down to 60 kilograms, and then just rep it out for complete failure. I've got the belt on now, protecting my lower back. Guys, I've recently been wearing a belt. I can't express to you guys enough how much, how more I feel more secure when I've got a belt on, especially when I'm doing a bent over row. But even the things you don't think about. So when you've got a belt on, even picking a weight out of the rack, you realize how much you sort of tense up your core when doing it. So when you're picking a weight up and you're doing that, you sort of tense up. So honestly guys, really recommend yourselves getting a belt. I've just got, I think it's the RDX one from Amazon, but yeah, whatever. Right, we're now gonna go on for 6 to 8 reps. Let's see how we get on. Okay guys, a quick one as well before I get going. It's important to understand that when we're up in the weights, obviously we want to get it really heavy, guys. We want to get it as heavy as we possibly can, but that doesn't mean we lose concentration and focus on the form, okay? You want to making sure your shoulders are down and back, retracting, and really squeezing those lats at the top of the movement. When people talk about retraction, guys, that literally just means shoulders down and back, squeezing those rhomboids together, but you can actually unretract those whilst doing this movement. So when I'm coming down here, I'll unretract it. First movement then is retracting and squeezing at the top of the movement, but don't panic if you unretract it coming down. That just helps keep your posture, your spine posture really, really good and strong, and obviously bracing that core as well with the belt, okay? Couple of ugly ones at the end there, guys, but the first 6, really, really happy with the form. I'm now gonna take the 20s off, go a bit lighter, rep it out, keeping that form on point, okay? Right guys, so I got about 15 on that last one, which is pretty good, but it's surprising how much lighter that feels. Obviously when I was warming up, that 60 felt quite good. Went to 100, obviously it feels super heavy, so when you drop the weight down, it just feels super light. It feels like the form's a lot better than your top set, but that's the whole idea, guys, all right? You need to sometimes fail to make sure we progress, okay? So don't panic too much. And stop the ego lifting. I know we need to add a lot of resistance to our training, but don't do more weight than you actually can move in the good manner that we're trying to here. And also, I'm knackered now, guys, obviously, but I haven't exerted that much energy right now. I feel pretty good. Now I feel ready to smash the session. So I'm gonna go and do a little bit of isolation work on the next exercise, and then we're gonna go back into a bit more of a compound movement, okay? Right guys, so like I just said, because I haven't done deadlifts, I've still got quite a bit of energy. So it enables me to do unilateral work, so single arm stuff. So we're doing a single arm standing row here, which allows me to keep the weight pretty heavy, which is ultimately the goal here. We don't want to do one exercise and do it super heavy and then be fatigued for every exercise we do after that one exercise. We want to try and keep the weight pretty heavy throughout every exercise we do within one workout. So let's go and give this a go now. Okay guys, the biggest thing on here, I don't know if you saw me there, when I'm coming back, I'm sort of leaning back slightly, keeping this to touch the pad, leaning back slightly, leaning down, shoulders down and back, and squeezing that elbow to the back wall. I'm not lifting up like this, I'm coming down, back, and squeezing. That really starts to pinch right down on that lower lat. Again, keeping it a pretty decent weight as well. All right guys, so you might have noticed as well that I'm not actually using the belt on this one. Reason being, I don't feel like I need to use a belt when I'm doing any other exercise unless I'm hinging forward. So when I'm hinging like that on a barbell row or in a deadlift, that's when I kind of feel it in my lower back a lot more, which is when I need the belt. But with stuff like this, I don't really tend to use it. We've got one more set here. I'm gonna do one more single arm. And once I've finished the left arm, which is the last arm, I'm then gonna go into a quick double and just go to failure really. Okay, right, so guys, I'm moving on now. I'm just gonna do like a couple exercises, bicep exercises. My lats are pretty fried right now, so I'm just gonna do a superset, which I'll show you in a minute, of just biceps, then finish off with one more back exercise. So yeah, also, for anyone who's thinking, what the fuck is Kieran drinking right now? This is just BCAAs, guys. I use the ones from Muscle Tech. I don't have a code for you lot, but I'll leave a link in the description of where you can get it from. This is just like the fruit punch flavour BCAA, and I also put a little bit of creatine in there as well, which is the same flavour. And I drink that whole thing within my workout, guys. 2 litres of water as well. Right, let's go. So I'm gonna do seated curls, guys. Seated curls like this, like supinated, and then I'm gonna stand up and do dual arm hammer curls, okay? Right guys, so I'm on the last set now of these two. When you start to feel a bit more fatigue, now obviously doing, you know, bicep as a superset, you're gonna get a bit fatigued. On the last set, everyone calls them cheat reps. That's fine. That's exactly what we want. Again, you know, if you're not cheating the weights up on some reps, you're not gonna progress, because if you're always doing the same weight and the same reps that your body can do, you're never gonna be able to go beyond that point. So cheat reps are fine. Just bear in mind, when you're doing a cheat rep, try and think about how the body works. So as a bicep curl, it's just from the elbow, okay? So the elbow comes up and the elbow comes down, right? Just from a hinge joint, right? Keep those elbows tucked in. So watch when I do this, I'll be swinging the weight up with my torso rather than my arm doing this. So you want to keep the elbow tucked in at the side, and as you swing, you can then squeeze, come back down and swing. So you're still getting that full extension and full contraction of the bicep, which is exactly how it works, but not cheating the arm up like this, because that's not what we want, okay? So full extension, full contraction. Let's give it a go on this one. Elbow stays nice and tucked into that side. So when you lean forward, arm comes back, and you squeeze up. The elbow doesn't move. So let's go. Pump them in. 5, 3, 2, 1. That way, guys, we still get the required reps out, but you're kind of cheating them up without failing at like 8 or 10. Same goes for this. When you're cheating this up, you can do the swing, but you don't do the arm. Body comes up and you squeeze, okay? Let's go. Elbow doesn't move. Right guys, so finishing off with a seated row, V-bar seated row. Now the reason we're using a V-bar, when your hands are in a neutral grip, you actually activate more lats on this, guys, and we want to keep the weight high. So we can make it harder by doing a wide grip, but the weight wouldn't be very high because you're more weak in that position. We want to keep the weight up really high, nice close grip, lean all the way forward, get the stretch, squeeze back, chest up, head up, let's go. Right guys, that is the session in the bag. Pretty decent session actually. So we did, what did we do? 3 exercises on back, and we did 2 exercises on biceps, which is kind of just like a little breather for the lats. But we're now gonna go get some food, guys. And if you watch my Instagram, guys, if you don't, the tag's at the bottom of the screen right now. I have a black card for tortilla. I'm very blessed with that, and I absolutely rinse it. So let's go tortilla. Guys, there's a couple things in life that are like gold dust. First of all, a tortilla VIP black card is probably the best thing that I own. I literally, you get, with this guys, I get a burrito or open burrito, a drink, chips for me and a friend. I'm that friend. Bobby's lucky today because he's my friend today. It wasn't my friend yesterday, it was James Hennessy. But today it's Bobby, so we're gonna get ourselves, I'm gonna go for a burrito because, guys, I'm bulking in a minute, right? And I struggle to get in calories, believe it or not. One of these large chicken tortillas, burritos, sorry, with avocado, it's about 1,100 calories, guys, in a burrito. So pretty calorific, which is good. So let's go. Right guys, so we have just grabbed ourselves a tortilla. Unfortunately, as you know, it's COVID, so we can't sit down anywhere, and it's pissing down with rain, so even like perching somewhere is gonna get, you know, not good. Anyway, so we're now gonna wrap this video up here, guys. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Like I said, please drop this video a like and subscribe to the channel, guys. It just helps the channel grow, and it does really mean the world to me, and I appreciate it a lot. Remember to check out my codes and stuff in the description in regards to Alphalete, muscle food, and everything else that I have to offer. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching, and comment below if you enjoyed this type of content, and I'll get to work on creating more content like this. Anything specifically, such as different muscle groups you want me to check out or do like a little video on, let me know in the comments below and I'll get to work. Peace.